1979. Living in a small town at the base of Mount Shasta, California, the forest was our playground. Like most summer days, a group of us would get together and play. I was not the oldest or a Boy Scout, yet I was the leader whenever it came to exploring the woods. Had a knack for finding my way home. On one such an adventure, we came across a set of concrete stairs leading to what should be a porch of a house, but there was no porch or house. We searched, but found no remains to indicate a house had ever been there, or any building for that matter. The steps were very wide. It took 5 of us standing on the bottom one with our arms outstretched to reach from side to side, and they were tall, a difficult climb. Only a couple of us reached the top to stand on a platform that led to nothing but open space. Had to be over 20 feet down to the ground. We were trying to figure it out when I started hearing static, the kind where someone is tuning in a radio station, and my ears started popping. Linda says she heard voices. Yeah, whatever. There was no doubt the place had a creepy vibe. Everyone felt it. I don't know why we ran. No idea what scared us, but we didn't stop running till we hit my house. My curiosity finally became too much, and I had to tell an adult. A couple days later, I talked my aunt into hiking over to take a look at it. I had to listen to her complain the whole way there that we were too far out in the woods to be playing. Blame the forest fire, I told her, which took out a good chunk, causing us to go deeper to be in the trees. So technically we were not that deep in the woods, and it was why I was showing her and not my mom and dad. Reaching the rear staircase, she just stared at it, wouldn't let me go near it, and practically dragged me back to her house. Of course, we told our friends all about it, and they told their friends, and so on. A week or so later, a forest ranger, along with my aunt, asked me to show it to them. Apparently, 3 teen boys had gone in search for the mystery stairs and have been missing over 24 hours. Funny part was, I could not find them again. We looked and looked. The forestry department put up no trespassing signs around the area, and they meant it, patrolling constantly. There was plenty of woods all around us to play in, so my friends and I did not go back. Since adults told me nothing, never did I find out for sure if the boys were ever found. I do remember seeing their missing posters up on telephone poles for the longest time. I don't know if it was something paranormal, but it has stuck with me all these years as an unsolved mystery. I don't know who they are, or even if they are real. I can only tell you what I have experienced. My sister and I were in the woods, playing behind our house, when we noticed 2 kids a couple of 100 yards from us. We didn't recognize them, which was unusual. Only local kids came out here. They ignored us when we waved, just stared. We continued playing. A few minutes later, the unknown children started walking towards us. Their clothes were out of place, bad taste in suits that didn't seem to fit right. I get this headache as I try to focus on them. As the boys come closer, they look our age. One is blonde-haired, the other brown, but they have the exact same color eyes. So dark. Kind of weird, but it didn't raise any alarm bells. The brown-haired boy steps forward and asks if we want to play a game. What kind of game, I ask. A race. Whoever wins gets to go home, he answers. A fun game, the blonde-haired boy said. They both smiled, but it seemed fake. Something wasn't right, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. My headache is getting worse, and it's hard to describe, but it was like the boys kept shimmering in and out. Blurred may be the better word. I feel my sister grab my arm and sense her panic. She's on the verge of running all right, but towards home and away from these boys. I glance at her, trying to be reassuring, and when I look back at the boys, they stood ready, as if to pounce. We want to go home, the blonde insists. Well, go home then, I say sternly. Between the boys and a headache, I was losing patience. We can't go home without you, the brown-haired boy said angrily. That was it. My sister was gone. Trying to get over the shock that she left me behind, one of the boys tried to grab my arm, pleading for me to come with him. And that was it for me, and I ran. I could hear footsteps chasing me, but after a minute of hard running, all I could hear was my heart pounding and my heavy breathing. Can't say when they stopped chasing us, but I didn't stop till I was inside my house. We always kept an eye out for them after that. I was used to finding old houses in the woods, really pieces of them when hiking, but I had never seen a house like this. It was 2 stories and made up of huge stones, different sizes, and the stones fitted into each other like a puzzle. Many years later, I would see the same in ancient Inca ruins. There was one window with no glass located on the second floor. I knew it was old, yet no vines, no trees, nothing had grown around it. Taking a good look, I saw the place had only one door that was at least 7, 8 feet tall, which was not wood but not rock. Carvings of unknown symbols covered it, and there was no doorknob. This feeling to go inside was so strong, I pushed against the heavy door and it opened. All I could see was darkness, but the pull to investigate was stronger than any fear. I slowly walked in, making sure the door stayed open to let in some light. There was no furniture, not even a fireplace. A narrow stone staircase led to the second floor. I really didn't want to go in further, but couldn't resist this feeling to keep going. Upstairs is as empty as downstairs, but the walls had the same carvings as the door. I ran my fingers over a couple, thinking of my dad's wood burning pen I had seen him use to burn names into wood. I walked to the window looking out. It took me a couple minutes to see it. I was maybe 12, 15 feet off the ground, yet I could see mountain peaks I had never seen before, as if I was on top of the highest tree in a forest of a different land. A huge flowing river was a short distance away. There was not a river for miles and miles. The view confused me. The door downstairs slammed shut with a loud bang. Was someone here? The feeling that brought me here was quickly replaced by fear. I pressed myself in a dark corner of the room, trying to hide. I could jump out the window, but I had this terrible feeling. I don't know why, but it would be a mistake. I wait, but hear nothing. Having no choice, I slowly make my way downstairs, taking care not to trip in the dark. Scared, I run for the door. In my panic, found myself pressing against it while trying to pull it open at the same time. With the door finally open to light, I take off at full speed. I don't know what I ran into, but it knocked all the breath out of me. It was like the air was sucked out of my body. The world became so heavy. I fall forward in slow motion, impacting the ground hard. Then the pressure was gone, and I gasped in air. Crying, I got up and ran, never looking back, wanting to get away as far as possible.